with the skirt.
Hello, welcome to Truth Runs Deep podcast. I'm Terryn,
I'm Kalli.
and we're here to talk about all things Law and Order, SVU, the Mothership, organized crime, forensic writing, and more. So, before
First
we
and
get,
foremost.
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing probably. We have a cast
Wait.
on the day we're recording.
Oh yeah,
We do
no,
a
that's
cast.
not what I was thinking of, but yes.
That's not first of all. First of all was
First of all,
we do have a cast birthday today, as
yes.
if we're recording on February 11th anyway.
Yes, so we're recording on February 11th, and it is Odalia's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray! Oh, we have to make a tweet
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
or Instagram thing. I don't know if she has Twitter, so we can put it on the Instagram. We know she has Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's a
Yes.
there's I don't think
That's
there's
our
anything else.
that's our task. First
Yeah.
task. God.
Mm-hmm.
What I was going to say is the day that we're recording is Super Bowl day. Woo! And one of my other many interests besides Law and
Not
Order is
flash flood
football, so
warning.
I'm excited. My
Not
team isn't in it, but I'm excited.
flood warning.
Oh,
We'll be alright.
fun.
We'll be alright. I'll be fine. But anyway, there's a lot to unpack in all these episodes. So we're gonna get started.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We're gonna start with this.
We're
We're
gonna.
gonna do SVU. SVU first.
Oh,
Cause
I
I
thought we were
feel
gonna
like
do Law and Order.
I don't want to do SVU first,
Okay, why not? Let's do it.
just because I think it was my favorite. I mean, all of them were okay. The Mothership was all right, but the other two top tier. Um, notes. That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to do. It is called Duty to Report. I do remember SVU is called Duty to Report.
Oh boy.
Actually, no, it's a
I'm
sleepy
sleepy
Sunday.
today, friends.
It's a sleepy Sunday. Flash flood warning. Okay, I understand. Where is it? I like rearranged some stuff in our Google Drive, so nothing's in order. So I'm like, where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So, oh, did you report? And at the beginning, there's a kid riding a bike to this party, and it's like a bumping party, like bumping party. Okay,
Literally, like there's kids everywhere drinking and whatnot, and
not old enough to do such, but they are nonetheless.
he goes upstairs because he's like looking for this girl named Shay, who he tutors in math.
Yeah,
And he goes upstairs and he finds her laying on her bed, kind of
kind of.
incapacitated.
Yeah, her skirt's kind of up, and he's just like,
And then he's just looking at her, and that's literally it. And then the
mm-hmm,
intro starts.
mm-hmm.
And then the first scene that we get is Olivia doing her oh my god,
Letters not
EDR
hard.
therapy. And I think we mentioned it this last episode, but the eye movement,
Mm-hmm.
she was doing something with that. So the therapist was going back and forth with her finger, having Olivia try to follow it while she's talking about Maddie
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And you could tell Olivia was like a little bit not convinced, but
Yeah, but you try anything once, let's see if it works for her.
yeah.
And part of therapy, especially when she goes to therapy, is that you have to be honest, otherwise it doesn't work. Yeah, yeah, you gotta lay it all out there. She was like still kind of holding back some, but that's okay, still early on. And then like the therapist asked her like what makes Maddie different than all the other the kind of like the
Because
kind
she
of job you
started,
like.
I
Yeah,
think it was
one.
really cool. She started naming a bunch of
Mm-hmm,
missing kids and cases that have affected her.
mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I didn't recognize all of them,
Yeah, because there's a
but
lot of episodes along those. It's really hard.
I recognized when she sent Hector
I did remember that.
Rodriguez. I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
going back, and that one hurts.
yeah, yeah. And she's like, "Well, what makes Maddie different?" And then Olivia says, "Well, I don't know what happened because for all we know, Maddie's just gone. They don't know if she's alive or not. We don't know
Yeah,
anything.
it's
She's
just
just
nothing.
gone."
And and then the therapist is like, oh, I see your necklace. Like, that's an interesting symbol
Mm,
because Olivia always fiddles with her necklaces. It's literally like her thing.
mm,
And Olivia is like, oh, it was a gift from a
mm.
friend. And the therapist is like, well, that's an interesting gift. To which he replies, he's an interesting friend.
We're like, well, she said friends.
Well, she just said that. Her words,
For anyone
not
who's
ours, it's
doubting it,
hers.
for anyone who's doubting, she said it herself. She said friend. An
I was gonna say
interesting friend.
friend, interesting
An
friend. She said
interesting
friend.
friend doesn't usually imply good. When you call other people interesting, it doesn't necessarily imply that.
Yeah, and then the therapist is like, well, it's a compass. Navigate with them. What are you hoping to navigate? And
And it's like,
just as she was starting to
about to
answer,
see.
the timer went off. So her session had to end. Um, as Olivia was leaving, the therapist says, I'm not really supposed to do this, but since I'm a mandated reporter, I kind of need to tell you this. She said that she, had a client that was found incapacitated, and she was describing to her what sounded like a sexual assault.
Mm,
And Olivia's like, okay, what can I do? And the therapist is like, well, problem is you kind of know her father.
yeah.
But
Oh,
Olivia is like, what? And that's when we find out that the girl she was talking about was McGrath's daughter.
yeah.
And so Olivia drives to her house, his house. She gets out of the car. She looks at the house. She says a little,
Mhm.
okay, okay, under her
Who
breath,
knows
like,
afterwards or what?
I don't want to do this, but I got to do this.
Mhm.
Um, and um, McGrath was cordial
And
at
he's like, hey,
first.
what you doing here? She's
Yeah,
sorry to bother you on your day off. But
yeah, but he's like, she's like, I need to talk to your daughter, and he's like, what? And he's trying to, ask her questions, but McGrath is like, okay, what's wrong? Why do you need to talk to my daughter? What happened? Um, and we find like they take her down to priest to um they talk to her. They find out that Olivia found out Shay threw a party, but she didn't want her parents to know. She didn't really want her parents finding out about this either,
yeah.
but she was assaulted. So they took her down to the hospital to get a kit done. And oof,
Because Brad is like, why can't you tell me anything? Like, I can't.
because I can't. Olivia's like, I cannot betray her trust. Yeah, right now, literally, Olivia is in one of the many between the rock and hard places she is in this episode. Because she's like, do I keep Shay's trust or do I do what my boss says? Um, Shay was describing what happened to her. Olivia says that you have the right to say no. She said it was her math tutor, the kid who was on the bike. We find out that unfortunately she's 15,
Yeah.
sophomore, which hurts. Um, then Olivia was talking to the wife, Katie, and Katie says that both Shay and her husband are hard headed. So, like, good luck getting information from them.
Yeah.
And Olivia's like, were any of your other children at this party? And she said, no, Mia is at Syracuse and Dylan was at the lake house with them because they were away from the weekend. So yeah, they're rich apparently. Yeah, a freaking lake house. But that's beside the point. That because of the jurisdiction, because of where this happened, the case went to Brooklyn SVU.
Yeah, not Manhattan. Yeah.
Olivia did not want it to go to Brooklyn SVU. She wanted to do it. Finn was trying to warn her, probably not a good idea, because that means McGrath is going to try to get involved. He can't really get involved because it's his kid.
Yeah.
But Olivia did not listen and somehow got the case put
Back.
with her.
Yeah, back.
And then she's basically like, it's a little too late to worry about pissing off. Somebody said it's a little.
His fan is like, that's Finn's like, I mean, Finn is like, I gotta worry about my pension, you know.
It's a little too late to worry about pissing off McGrath.
Yeah.
We find out that the boy, is a senior. That the math tutor is a senior, and they're trying to interrogate him. But McGrath heard on the radio that he got arrested, so he came down here. Came down to the precinct, and Olivia's like, "You can't be there. Here, you can't do this." And McGrath looks right at her and says, "What would you do if it was Noah?"
Like,
oh.
He said, oh.
But now
That's
here's
just
the question. Was he talking about Noah being the victim or the perpetrator?
not clear. It's not clear, but it would be wild.
Yeah. And Olivia was like, I would not be involved and let people do their job.
Yeah.
And
she's like,
McGrath
McGrath does something else. She's like, yeah, I was slaughtered.
And goes into the place and looks right at the kid. And he's like, I trusted you. I trusted you to tutor Katie.
Yeah.
And he said
he threatens to,
he outright says, if I find out you did this, I'm going to
end this child.
And
they're like, oh,
you, and everyone's like, oh shit.
Yeah, they're all like,
Olivia's like, get out of my squad room. Don't make me tell you again.
Yeah, Finn is like, don't make her tell you.
Oh, don't make her tell you again. And it's like, ooh, protective and badass, but also, ooh, boy, it got messy.
It was getting messy from the start. It was messy because I can't start.
And then there's another conversation between Olivia and Finn is like, are you trying to get suspended? And Olivia's like, you'd be doing me a favor. Then she has to go talk to Captain Curry at IAB because McGrath just threatened to unalive a child.
She was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of this before it gets me in trouble.
Yeah, and Olivia trusts her because she was the one who questioned her
about in
both
19
about Noah and during the
she pops up again, doesn't she? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Another time. There's another. I don't remember either. It was
Gladiators.
Yeah, sometime that one. So yeah,
the one with the racial
I know. I remember now.
Yeah. And we see Curry moving something on her desk, and the first thought I had in my head was, they really come on, if Shirley saw this, then she would know she wasn't alone.
Exactly. Nice and neat.
With her OCD tendencies, and I'm like, oh, they took that away from us.
They really did. No explanation. Nope.
And so Captain Curry goes, everything's in its place. Olivia said, you would have a stroke if you saw my desk.
Yeah. We see Olivia's desk later, and you're like, oh.
Which is funny. Then they're talking about the case. Curry says something that gets a little miffed because she brought Curry a coffee and then she dropped the tray literally just in the middle of the room and left. I'm like, okay, man.
What are you doing with shit?
We find out there's no evidence of this kid doing it, and they need to talk to Shay, and Curry is a little cold at first, and Olivia looked right at her, and she's a kid, not the desk.
Mm-hmm.
And Curry is like, I know, I have teenager myself. Um, Shay then comes clean and says it wasn't her math tutor, but the boy who did it, she didn't think was trying to hurt her. We then find out that she said it was the boy across the street, their neighbor. They've known each other since they were children. His name is Liam. They go to talk to his parents,
His dad gets super defensive, but he'll call Tommy.
and he literally like is trying to tell his phone to call McGrath to figure out what the hell is going on.
He's not properly a serial killer or whatever.
We literally get like a whole scene in the street. It's crazy.
Street, like,
They go to talk to Liam and everything. Um, Liam hadn't asked for a lawyer, and he's trying to, answer, but the dad is basically butting in and being like, "Oh, well, it must have been Shay because she's pretty wild."
we're
Like,
like, hold on, like,
okay.
we don't victim blame here. Trying to establish it.
And Liam says that Shay wanted it, that they had sex, and woo. Um,
And then it goes
then
back to Curry and Olivia
Curry and
talking
Olivia go to Olivia's office, and
with this.
Curry is like, "This all sucks," and then looks at Olivia's desk, and Olivia looks at her and is like, "Having a stroke yet?"
Look at stuff everywhere. Like her whole desk is just covered with stuff.
So yeah, Olivia's desk is as messy as her life right now. Okay.
That's
Then
one of
we
my
find out
next
she
ones.
has a little snow globe. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
tell what was in it, but
I couldn't tell. I had to go. We had to go investigate later.
a snow globe, and she picks it up and she shakes it, and she smiles and looks at Curry and says, "Welcome to SVU."
Yep. Don't really
Um,
understand why she did that, but I guess we'll find out one day.
then the guys are trying to figure out if there's any witness to like any outcry witness to what happened. They look through
They go talk
cameras.
to some kid. They talk to
Students.
cameras. They
Yeah,
talk to some kids at school.
one of them has a video, and Bruno's like, "Okay, can you drop it to me?" I'm like,
It's like,
"Dude, how do you know all this like shit? How you know all this lingo?"
exactly. It really does.
And they literally like tap phones, and Bruno gets the
I
picture,
mean,
and it's like,
yeah, that's how it works now.
um, we found out that the tutor had a camera on his head
Yeah,
helmet.
his bike was for safety or something.
Carisi
He
is like,
says,
they're back in the precinct, and Carisi's like looking at the pictures, and he's like, he's a suspect in a armed
we're
case. How does he not give that up? And Bruno says, until 25, the male brain is as useless as an electrified meatball.
I go, bro, where do you come up with these? Terryn and Kalli, they're so funny
That's so
every
funny.
time.
But Kirsty's like, really? This kid didn't give that up? Like,
Like, bro, we're trying to think you want to prove your innocence here, but I guess.
um, the kid, and they go to talk to the kid, see if he had any footage in his helmet. And the guys are like, why did you say anything? And the kid's like, I don't know. I
Like,
didn't think I had to.
bro, come on now.
Like,
We're trying to
dude.
help you.
Yeah.
Even if they
So
store you, don't you
they
really?
find the outcry witness,
Mm-hmm,
and they talk to her.
mm-hmm.
She said that like Shay seemed really upset. And the reason that she figured something out is because unfortunately it had happened to her and her girlfriends before. And that kind of hit hard. It's like these girls are in high school.
Yeah, they're children. They're
They're
literally.
children. This has happened to them. Like, no. Children need to be worrying about homework and prom, not that. Anyway, They go to talk to Shay again. Shay says she wanted to make out. She took her shirt off. It felt good, but she didn't want any more of that, any more than that. But Liam kept saying, "Oh, come on, it's no big deal. It's just a little bit." And then she admits that he forced himself inside of her.
Mhm.
Yep. And now that they got the confession,
Olivia walks out, and then Katie McGrath is like,
there and she's like, "I'm not having my daughter testify." Also she asked if she Olivia can call off IAB,
Olivia's like,
and Olivia is
whoa,
like, "I can't."
yeah, I don't get to make that
And then,
decision.
the wife's
She
attitude
escalates in aggression
goes
really
180,
fast. And you're like, oh,
180. And she looks right at Olivia and she's like, "Are you gunning for Tommy's job?"
and she's like,
And Olivia's like, "That's not what's happening at all."
mm,
And then the wife had the audacity to mention Garland.
She says
I
a lot
know,
of. He kind of just goes on about how like
you know,
I watched it again because I was
politics, politics and everything. It's a
politics.
political job. Like, Garland got out because of politics. And you know what? My first thought was, yeah, Garland got out because your husband kicked him out, basically.
It
But
wasn't that.
it wasn't
Guess
his
you
choice.
forgot.
It was basically your husband's fault. Anyway.
Guess you forgot. And then she like says a bunch of stuff. She goes on a whole spiel
Yeah, and
about
she's
how,
like, "No, we're not having Shay testify. Tommy will not stand for it. Neither will I."
yeah, because she's like she knows this will go south quickly for McGrath if you know.
Yeah, and Sunny is like, Olivia's talking to Sunny, and she's like, "Can you make a case without Shay testifying?" And Sunny's like, "Well, I make it a point to not jump off of a bridge before I cross it."
Mm,
Um, who said I'm used to being hated?
Curry.
Oh yeah, the yeah, that's what they're talking. So yeah, Curry and Olivia are like, people. Curry says, "People, I'm used to being hated. The problem with the truth, people can't handle it." Well, with all that in consideration, they go to arrest Liam. The mom is beside herself. The dad's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Really
get the
outside in the street again.
heated scene of the entire
It really did.
episode.
It was intense. For if you're
It
watching it
was
live, it was great.
awesome, but it escalated quickly.
And you're like, oh,
Basically, the dad is going off and saying they were both kids, but the only reason his kid is in trouble is because his kid is a boy
mm-hmm.
and Katie's a girl. Therefore, the boy getting blamed for doing something, even though he's like, the boy's getting blamed for doing something, even though it was just as much Katie as it was Liam, when we know it wasn't. And then there's a little bit more. And then,
They escalate and like
it
saying he's
literally escalates to the point where the dad, keep in mind, that Shay's 15,
a child, pretty much
a
a child.
child, and this dad is about the same age as McGrath,
Mm-hmm.
calls Shay can't say the word, but an S word. That is a bad word to say about women.
Yes, and she's a
And
child.
he says it multiple times.
They're like getting in each other's faces. They're getting
Yeah.
closer and closer as they're like fighting
And he's
in the
like,
middle of
"She's
the
a
street.
blank. Your daughter's a blank."
Yeah,
And you can see McGrath's face.
livid.
He's pissed. He's livid. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, so
Punch him in the face. You know,
punch,
that'd be great.
punch him in the face, right?
Yeah, yeah. No,
No. McGrath pulls out his gun
they were like,
and
oh,
points it at the dad.
they were
And
like, oh,
everyone's like, "Oh my God, no, no,
they're
no, no,
like,
no, no,
you know,
no, put it away, stop. Look at what you're
mhm,
doing." No.
yeah, because like Finn like grabs onto him, and then like other people are like, they're like a bunch of they're also trying to make sure other
It was
dads.
bad. It was very bad.
There was something else I was gonna say about a part where well, that's when they go back to the precinct. When they go back to the precinct after that, Olivia's like Fan and Olivia are like she's like Fan's like, "Are you gonna tell?" And she's like, Yeah, I actually wish Curry had been here. This would have been way easier, you know.
That way I
So
don't have to say it, but I have to say it.
she's like, it
Um,
would have been easier if Curry had been
yeah.
here, so I wouldn't have to.
So we find out that, in order to, Liam feels some remorse, either doesn't want to spare his family a trial, himself a trial, or Shay a trial.
Mhm.
And he confessed. And it got moved on to family court. So he'll have 3 years in juvie. And Carisi, was like talking to him about his dad. And Carisi's like, find better role models, son, because your dad's attitude is what got you here in the first
And he said
place.
something about like my dad kissed my mom when we were younger. Some I forgot what
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah,
He
something like that.
oh, he said my dad kissed my mom and she slapped him or something like that. He's like, oh, you never know.
Well, then we get to, because, he's not in juvie yet and they're waiting for family court, he's back home. Then they get a call for a DV at Liam's house.
Well, they said the same neighborhood and they were like, I hope it's not again.
I literally thought my first thought was McGrath went and like killed the dad.
And I thought it was gonna be bad. I went real quick.
I thought it was literally gonna be killed him. But it again, another plot twist. Um finds out from the cop, Olivia and the gang finds out from the squad, finds out from the cop that the father and son were fighting.
Mhm.
And then the wife rushes out of the house with a giant cut on her hand. And she explains that, her husband got angry and Liam was trying to protect her.
Mhm.
And she literally, this broke my heart. She broke down in tears and looked at Olivia and said, I should have told someone years ago. Ugh, talk about shot to the chest. Like the woman had basically been abused for years
Mhm.
and kept it inside. Um, we find out that she fell into glass when he pushed her, and that's how the cut happened. Olivia tells McGrath, and he's shocked because, you know, he's known this family for years. He's known this father for years.
Mhm.
But it kind of shows that the father's attitude kind of shaped his sons and
Mhm.
led to this. Um, and McGrath, this is like the first time I actually kind of liked McGrath.
Yeah, he had his good moment.
And he only because, he stopped and he realized what he's
And
done.
he
And
got
he
better.
apologized to Olivia.
Mhm. And then she says, "Don't
Don't
worry
worry about
about me. Worry about your daughter."
your daughter. He's like, what do I do? He's like, just be your father. Love her. It's more than I got. It's like, oof. And then McGrath is like, look, don't cover for me. You tell about the, pulling out
The
the gun.
incident. The incident. That's the
I'll
word.
I'll I'll
I'll
take it.
face.
You tell Curry what you need to.
Mhm.
And he goes, thank you for everything, Captain. And Olivia says, you too, Chief.
Yeah, I go, oh,
Then we'll get
crap.
the last scene. Olivia's at a bar and Curry meets her. Ma'am cleans up good.
He really did.
Like
It's,
we're used
it's
to
their
seeing
fault.
her in like her buttons downs and blazers and her hair pulled back. She's at the bar in a red dress, hair down and curled.
Mhm.
Girl looks good. And then we find out that McGrath is on modified duty until he's replaced. But in the meantime, Curry is going to be the new chief of SVU. Happy Black History Month.
Because she was like, I could sense all this, the lack of, I could sense all the testosterone.
Oh yeah, she's like, you got too many Y chromosomes in
That's
your blood.
your precinct. Gotcha.
which so now we finally have another woman, a
Yes.
black woman, a black woman leader. Happy Black History Month. This is fucking awesome.
It's big.
Also,
I'm so excited to see her again. But we
also,
have 2 weeks, unfortunately. But
yeah, Olivia
y'all,
is like, oh, like she Curry said something. And Olivia's like,
like, you're trying to kissing my
kissing my ass,
it's like,
and
oh,
literally
it's like, go for it.
immediately after this episode, everybody went online and it's like, okay, did anyone else feel the
Exactly.
tension in
Well,
or is it
exactly.
just me? Everyone's like, yep,
Okay.
now I ship them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No denial.
It would,
No
I'll
denial.
take it.
I'll take
It's badass. Take it.
it.
Yes, so that was awesome.
It was.
And I give this episode 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. It's a top tier.
Stars
It's
of the
one of the.
season.
It's better than the others of the season.
Yeah,
It's definitely better than the others of the season. Besides the first one, I think. I think
what was the first? I don't remember what the
the
premiere
first one
was.
is the one where Maddie goes missing. That's the
Oh yeah,
first one.
that's good too. But
That
yeah,
one might be second. This one might top that one. Honestly, I thought this
it
one.
did. It was
The
so
Victor
good.
Report is really good. It's one of their because Mariska said this is one of her favorites. They did.
Yeah, and she was correct because it was that good.
Um, next time we see them, which is won't be Thursday, it'll be next Thursday. It's off. They're playing the first episode again of the season Thursday night. But
Yeah,
the next one is called Zone Rogue, which we're
and
excited about Zone Rogue for various reasons.
what's
But
it about? Kid, I don't even remember.
it's when they're gonna go find Maddie.
Oh, and there's like I think there is this the one. There's rumors where Jamie's returning.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
and
there's rumors
nobody's ever proved that. They came from
like
like one place, and then people got really mad at them, and then Twitter was a wildfire for like a couple hours. Yeah,
yeah, so
so they have
there's
no
rumors.
proof. Rumors. These are very loose rumors, like the loosest of loose rumors, because there is no evidence to back this up.
Literally just rumors that Kat could be guest coming back for this episode, but
Mhm.
we don't know.
It could be rumors.
Nothing in
Yeah,
the
we
promo
literally.
shows that either, so who
Yeah,
knows?
and he goes,
I mean,
"Wow, this promo is wild." Though.
that would be
It
really
would,
cool because
it would be cool.
it would be really cool, especially because it'll be the first time where both Jamie and her husband are on the Law and Order
Yeah,
universe at the same time.
yeah, her husband is playing Joe Jr. currently playing Joe Jr.
Yeah, that'd be so cute. Oof.
It's
Okay.
funny how they made him slightly different than Teddy, which is but almost not the slightly different than Teddy, but not this.
Yeah. Like I just need to know who bright idea it was.
He said, "Yep, I will do."
Like, I mean, obviously, like, people who either A, don't watch this view, or B, like, aren't keen observers might not have noticed, but we noticed very quickly. Don't get me wrong, he's great, but it's like you literally had him play a character in an episode last season where he was somebody else's brother. Now you're saying he's somebody else's brother? Like, I don't know. It's gonna be one awkward family reunion.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. So we'll just have to deal with it. Like, it doesn't really matter.
All right,
But
all right.
we don't have time to start anymore. So is there anything we want to talk about this episode? That like, coming up stuff. We talked
What do you mean?
about. I
Gonna
think we
go?
covered it.
Is this gonna go boom soon?
We have like 5 minutes. So we
Oh,
don't have time to like get into the next one. But we talked about this before about the necklace. Like we talked about that at some random when the picture first came out.
yeah. Well, I was going to say we're going to do the mothership next because organized crime needs its own entire episode.
Yeah. And also I think I like that a bit more. And I think viewership wise, people like that a bit more. I think. I think we'll do 2 episodes a week instead of one big long one. Also, because audience retention isn't great. So I think,
Yeah, it's going to need it after what
yeah,
happened. Get an entire fucking episode to itself
yeah,
because
it's gonna need to.
we have so much shit to say.
There's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to unpack. It's one of their best ones, though, honestly.
It is, yeah, it really is. Like I don't know what exactly would be considered the mid season finales in a 13 episode arc, but it
Yeah,
felt like a mid-season
yeah,
finale.
yeah. And I think with 13 episodes to get us to May, at least the first week in May, they gotta skip one a month. So
It will get into more details on that on Thursday. Not on Thursday, tomorrow.
we'll do some tomorrow. Oh yeah, no time. We'll probably do that tomorrow.
All right.
Uh,
We're doing some fun writing stuff.
yeah, we're very so.
We both love
Uh,
it. We're doing it on our
yeah,
little Zoom breaks.
yeah. We have lots of little other bits that we like chapters ones that are mostly done. They just need to be polished because we got some good new stuff, and we have a lot of good old stuff too on the work. Probably.
We're working on it, I promise.
Yeah,
I've got vacation soon, guys.
yeah. I
Things
do
will
not,
happen.
but I'll be here nonetheless.
I got vacation soon. I get a day off. I guess while we're here. Happy early Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, happy early Valentine's. It will be will you see this episode? It will be Valentine's Day though because it'll be Wednesday. So
Okay, so
we got each other a
Valentine's.
little. We got each other a little Valentine's Day gift. So
Did you get yours yet?
I don't know. I couldn't go get it yet because it's Sunday. I can't check
Okay,
till tomorrow. I'll check
because
tomorrow. I literally can't go
I'm
do it till it's also storming. I'm not going.
I hope you get it.
I will check tomorrow. I will
I
check
love it.
tomorrow.
You're gonna love it.
And then,
Don't
no, that's
open it
mine too. Okay,
because
we'll open it.
I'm not opening yours until the day of, so you gotta wait too. But I need to make sure you
Yeah.
get it.
I ordered something else for myself so I can open that if I get bored. Because, I haven't. But,
All right,
yes.
should we just end this and then
Yeah, we'll pick it up. We gotta wait 10 minutes. Or just wait till tomorrow,
let's
depending on how we do.
talk about the mothership?
I'm gonna get a snack. All right now. See y'all later in like 10 minutes.
Are we gonna
Whatever.
write?
All right. Yeah, that's for
Are
you in record time. Oh, anyway. Bye bye.
we gonna?
Right.
Are we going to write?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Like, can you hear
All right.
me? All right,
I
be
can
back.
hear you. All right, we'll be back.